setting in the sun, I'm sure it'll hit me. When I walk through that door
9:17, Sydney in the studio. You aren't back in the studio. Well, technically you're back because you have been here before.
A couple of weeks now, so that's wild.
Yeah.
It feels, what do I do? I don't even know what to do.
I don't either. So, your latest plug. Number one, how are you this morning?
I'm good, thank you. How
I
are
almost
you?
was. I'm very well.
Thank you.
I'm lying to you.
Oh, I'm sorry. It sounded rough. Well, it's not your usual answer. Your usual answer is hanging in there, so you threw me off.
Yeah, when I say well, you know something's wrong. You know? So Tim Dittman with OSF said that he very much liked your recent blog.
That was very nice of him. Absolutely.
And, I saw that you were going to concerts. Was this recent?
Oh, so I've been going to a couple of concerts, and I've been going to concerts ever since COVID, like after it became opened again. I started going to concerts and stuff like that.
Man, you were a rebel.
No. I sheltered in place, I promise. But no, it definitely, ever since things opened again, I've been going to a lot of concerts and staying busy and that kind of thing. So, in the last month, I've gone to 3 and seen 4 bands live, so that was pretty cool.
You know, 21 Savage for Sydney Sinks is interesting for me.
It wasn't necessarily my choice. That one, I was just along for the ride. I like going to see live music. I'm along for the ride, you know?
And I heard he was very late?
Very late, yeah. He didn't come out until about 10 p.m., and it was a Sunday night, and I was like, oh my gosh, I can't do that. I once upon a time, I was young and spry and able to do that, but now I'm like, I have things to do tomorrow. What are we doing?
So what concerts have you seen in 3 months?
In the last couple of months, I've seen the Postal Service and Death Cab for Cutie, which is kind of an oldie but a goodie. So
Death Cab for Cutie be fun.
Yeah, it was fun. It was really interesting. They played their one record. Yeah, you know which one I mean.
Yeah.
Along for the ride.
It's so funny because the guy the first show I produced was that crazy guy that was on the air doing all the real estate stuff, and he always played that damn album.
Really?
Oh my God, I could almost just recite it word for word.
You should have been there. What were you doing?
At home, being a recluse. So who are the Postal Service?
So that's the same singer from Death Cab from Cutie, but so it was kind of a dual concert. So it was an interesting day. It was one long show basically, but it was 2 bands. So it was really cool.
That could lead to some like riffs, I think. You know, like if you
would think so.
You know, I've got Postal Service showing up for Death Cab for Cutie, going, guys, your back sucks. I mean,
you would think.
You know, I don't know.
Right. It was interesting because they came out. The Death Cab for Cutie people came out in all black clothing, and then the Postal Service people came out 15 minutes later in all white clothing, and so it's just kind of
See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
See what I'm saying? I knew.
Fascinating.
I knew it. This is gonna start a turf war.
I could see it. I could see it happening.
You're gonna see a huge brawl on stage one day. Have you seen that video of the guy that it's just a cover band at a bar?
No.
Oh my God, this is if I find it, I'll play it on the show. It's that good. The guy's sitting there and he's and he's the lead singer and he's hammered, like belligerently gone. And all of a sudden he turns to his drummer and says something to him, or the guitarist said something. Anyway, 2 guys in the band are like mouthing off to each other. Stop the music. Punch is thrown. Some guy gets thrown into his drum kit. It was wonderful.
No, that's horrible. That's the worst case scenario, I think, in front of the band. And that's my thing. I'm like, just keep it at home.
Punch each other out in the car, you know?
Exactly, yeah. Not in front of an audience.
So, do you like crowds?
I don't mind them. I think that's something that like a lot of people are really against, but that's something that like has never bothered me too much. A little bit. It makes you a little nervous these days just being in a big group of people, but I don't like it doesn't like make me claustrophobic, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
it
does.
Yeah.
Oh, who's Chappelle Roan?
Chapel Roan. She is.
No.
It's okay. She's great. She is a pop singer, and that was where I went and saw a couple of weeks ago.
How
last
was
week.
it?
It was wonderful. It was wonderful.
You had fun?
So I had a lot of fun.
Because you talked about that at lunch.
Yeah,
I forgot
I had
about
a lot
that.
of fun about that. So that was a good time. And so it's been quite the variety of shows in the last month or so.
Yeah.
Just like genres and that kind of thing. We got kind of indie bedroom pop and rap and then pop music. So it's kind of interesting. You never know what you're going to get, and it's always fun.
Sydney's next concert will be metalcore, so that'll be fun.
Why not? I'm along for the ride.
Is that you know what I'm talking about? Where they have all those huge like puppets and stuff, and it's like just nuts.
I do know
Just
what you
insane.
mean.
Like what are they doing before they're going and writing this material out?
It's
Is what I want to know.
wild. I've been to a couple of punk shows before, and that's interesting because that is like not quite that extreme, but the mosh pit and stuff like that.
No,
which
thank you.
I'll be honest with you. Going into that, I was like, why not? This is like a once in a lifetime thing. Why not give it a shot? And then I watched it happen.
Okay,
and
good.
I was
So it didn't happen.
terrified.
Okay.
No, I was
Thank God.
terrified.
Oh my
I think I would have died if I had been in the mosh pit.
Don't get into it. You are not allowed to go into a mosh
I
pit.
don't think I can handle it.
So what type of concert goer are you?
So what do you mean?
Because there's all types.
Oh, I see.
Okay, and I
yeah.
wear the hat of a variety of these types. It depends on if I'm driving, number one.
Very fair.
And it depends on, if I'm really excited about the show or if I'm just excited to go out and have fun that evening.
That's very
You
fair.
know?
I get what you mean.
So,
Yeah.
like, Post Malone came into town years ago, and I'm not going to lie to anybody on this show. I decided I think I'd have better fun seeing a group of deadheads and going to hang out with them. And
That sounds
let me
fun.
tell you, I did. It was a great time.
That sounds
and
awesome.
the guy actually sat next to us, during the show, so it worked out perfectly for me. And a little bit of an obstructed view, I'm sure, for the folks behind us, but we had fun. So there's those things, but then there's like the lawn,
I get what you
party
mean,
where you're
right.
sitting there drinking every tall boy you can.
Absolutely.
Or there's like the people watching game where you aren't even there for the show.
No, and I'm there for the show. If I'm coming in,
Okay,
I'm
so
here
you're going to watch music.
Yeah, I'm here to watch the music and listen in. And so, I don't care. Everybody else in the crowd, like, they can do their own thing, but I'm focused in. So that's my priority.
That's good.
So that's fun. But no, I get what you mean. Definitely, I'm usually not like a big drinker at these things, just because I think that is what kind of makes me nervous about the crowds.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to and usually I'm driving, so like I don't want to get.
Oh, no,
sued.
then definitely not. Yeah.
Absolutely not. But I will say for 21 Savage, I wasn't driving, and so I got a drink there. And it
$48?
It was ridiculous. Ridiculous. I spent $30, CJ, literally with tip, but literally $30 on a single drink.
What type of drink did you
It
get?
was a vodka lemonade. It was so easy.
Okay, how much did you tip?
Well, okay, that's fair enough. It was like a $60 purchase total because I bought 2 drinks. So
Oh,
with that
my
tip, yeah,
God.
it's ridiculous.
Oh,
Ridiculous.
man.
So that was my one time. I think I think after that I'm swearing off drinking at these shows because that is too much.
That's insane.
Too much.
Yeah, I mean, if you're going with a group of people and you stop by like Hollywood before you go over or whatever they call the darn casino now
Yeah.
over there, that's one thing because you at least find a restaurant to have a few and
Exactly.
you're not $30.
Ridiculous. No, I don't have that kind of. I don't have that energy.
That's how
Yeah.
much it takes to fill my gas tank.
Exactly. Yeah. So as I'm swiping my card, I'm like, oh my goodness, what am I doing here? I've lost the thread of this.
Now, have you ever gone to a concert out there in the rain when it starts coming down?
So I've been lucky so far. I haven't been to a concert where it's been pouring, so that's really good. So what about you?
Well, the Hill, at Verizon or
Yeah.
whatever. It's Verizon to me. It always has been because I used to play soccer over there and I
Yeah.
saw that so many times. So at Verizon, there's that hill and it's raining. Dirk Bentley was playing. My mom was going with
Yeah.
her friends. So I went, I'll go, and I had fun. I'm telling you what, the best part of the show, even though the music was great, and I'm not like insulting the whole Dirk Bentley thing, it was good. But then all of a sudden, a bunch of drunk people kept sliding down the hill.
Oh, no.
Oh, my God. Best drinking game you could have ever asked for. Best drinking game you could ever ask for. Because you could see them losing it. Like,
Yeah.
you could see them, as they started walking, their confidence get less and less and less,
Oh, my goodness,
prominent.
no.
And then all of a sudden, boom, right down there to the concrete patio.
Worst case scenario, I don't want to have an audience in these things. I would rather have my mistakes just be for me. And so I do not need an audience for these things. So what are you going to do?
Right. Now, you went to Taylor Swift, too.
I did about a year ago, almost exactly, yeah.
Where was that one at? Did you go to Kansas City?
I went to Chicago for that.
Oh, did you? Where was
yeah.
that one?
It was at Soldier Field,
Oh,
right?
cool.
Soldier
Big
yeah.
field.
Yeah, no, it was huge, and no, it was wild. And I'll say it was actually it was. So I just celebrated my 1-year anniversary of being here,
Oh.
and it was literally a year.
When?
June 5th was 1 year here.
Happy
And
anniversary,
thank you.
Sydney.
Thank you very much. But it's interesting because that weekend before I started here was actually the Taylor Swift concert. So that Saturday I had the concert. That Sunday traveled back here. I was house sitting too at the time. So I was house sitting, and then that Monday started here. So it was a very wild couple of days.
And the schedule had to be that way because the boss was heading out of town for a few. Oh,
yeah.
that's
So
right.
It was a wild couple of days, but no. And so I was reflecting on that and thinking about like, wow, that was a whole year ago. That's wild. I don't know how I had the energy for that because I'm also, on a side note, I'm also not drinking caffeine at the moment. So
You're still not doing that?
I'm still not doing that.
Now, let me, we got to talk about that too,
absolutely.
because that's a whole thing. We were going to talk about that last week. And as I've been drinking about 800 milligrams of caffeine a day, I got to quit it. I mean, I just got to
with you. No, I was with you 100%. Like, I'd have a cup of coffee in the morning or an energy drink or something, and it would get me through the day. But I'm trying really hard to take a break.
400 milligrams of caffeine.
That's wild.
Oh, man. No wonder I'm twitching, you know?
Right. Well, that's the thing, too. It'd make me shaky, and I kind of needed it. I got to the point where I needed this caffeine, and I was kind of hating that I was so reliant on it. And it also, like, gets kind of expensive, too, especially if you're getting the energy drinks or the iced coffees or whatever like that, which I enjoy every now and then. So it was getting kind of pricey. So I was like, okay, time to take a break.
That's very true.
Right? And so we're taking a break. So in the last 2 weeks, I've had 2 cups of coffee, and that's it.
What days?
What days? One day was a Sunday.
Okay,
and
that's
one
fair.
day was right before the Chapel Roan concert. I had a cup of coffee because I said I need to get energized. For that,
well, that's fair. Good job.
Thank
really
you very
good
much.
job.
Yeah.
Now, I got to ask you, do you like the sound of a stadium show? Because, hear me out on this.
Yeah, let's hear it.
You know, if you have like an older act, I think, you know, that has not a lot of elaborate stuff going on with their music. It's just kind of the band. And I think it's okay. But whenever you have all those different mixers and faders and you have all this stuff, it gets really hard to kind of absorb it all sometimes.
Absolutely true. And and one of the things that was fun about like the Taylor Swift show, because it was so huge and everybody was singing and screaming and having a really good time. So honestly, I loved that. I loved just the big crowd there and the energy that everybody had. So I didn't mind that at all. But I get what you mean about the sound sometimes. It's kind of off.
Yeah, and it's just like, even though it sounds good, I'm not saying that at all. It's just it's always at different locations too.
Exactly.
So bizarre. Now, I have a question. Was anyone outside protesting this Taylor Swift show? Say no more Swift, Swifties gotta go, anything like that?
Not that I saw. In fact, the entire city of Chicago that weekend was like lit up with Taylor Swift. It was wild. Every place we went to, they were playing Taylor Swift music. There were a lot of people who obviously had traveled there, like we had to see the show.
Yeah.
So they had, everybody was dressed up for the whole weekend. It was very weird. I've never been to a show that was like such a cultural touchstone moment of the city. It was very strange. Yeah, love her or hate her, she puts on a show.
Man, that guy he gave money to just took it and ran. He was supposed to go up there and protest. That was a groaner. I get it. It's all good. Hey, full circle moment though. What was your first concert?
My first ever concert was Taylor Swift, seeing her in the Red Tour in 2012, 2013. So
wow.
Yeah, so it was a full circle moment 10 years later.
What was better?
Oh, definitely the Eras Tour.
Really?
Because it was just iconic. It was just incredible to see. But it was kind of fun, though, because I actually went with the same friend that I went to the 2012 concert with.
Cool.
So
That's really cool.
It was really cool to see those pictures kind of who we were now and kind of that full circle 100% moment. Yeah, very neat.
Yeah, and so every concert I go to is a monument to that idea. What's that?
The idea of, before the COVID pandemic, that was really the only concert I had ever been to was the Taylor Swift show.
Oh, okay.
So I had just never really gone to a lot of shows. And I had always been like, well, this is artist that I like to see is coming, but like, oh, it's a little expensive, so I'll just see them next time. Or like, oh, they're coming, but they're coming to Nashville. And that's like kind of, I'll see them next time. Yeah, exactly. So, but that being said, I kind of, once the pandemic started, I really regretted not going to these things more often and saying yes to these things and just going out to see these things. And so ever since then, it's been really a big point of mine to say yes to these things and try new things and all kinds of stuff like that.
I was waiting for this moment.
As we've talked about.
I was waiting for this moment here. Hold on. I am not saying yes again.
That's fair. That's fair. You've said yes too much. You've overdone it.
I am yes in a way. You know, Sydney had me sold on this. You know, I'm like, yes. Hey, can you walk my dog? Yes. Hey, can you pay my bills? Yes. No, I couldn't do that. But, I don't know. There's a reevaluating period going on with me right now in this year of yes.
Understandable.
I've only made it 6 months.
Understandable. It's a lot of saying yes. And once you the person who taught me about this idea, she was telling me the first year you say yes to everything. And then the second year you have to start saying no, because now you have to start going back to everying you said yes to and being like, I actually really don't have time for this or whatever. So it's
that'd have been good to know, Sydney.
Sorry about that.
I think I am almost in year 2. I think I'm almost past the year. How long have we been doing the blogs?
I don't know. How long have we been doing the blogs? It's been a few months now.
Maybe not a year yet. Okay, so you're in the clear.
Yeah.
You didn't have to fill me in just yet.
Thank you very much. Yeah, so you still have some time of saying yes until we say no again. But
I shouldn't have said. Now everyone's gonna call me today. So, you know what I think? I was looking real quick when we were talking about local.
Oh yeah.
And you're talking local music, and we have a lot of cool stuff like Rock the Block and Rockin' with Robert and all that. Great to highlight
cool.
those. But here's my thing. Hear me out here, and just my thought. There's not really a good music venue in this area.
You don't think so? That's interesting.
No, and here's my thought, because if there is one, it's not in a central location.
It's
true.
too
much of a bar theme. It's too I think all venues, regardless of their kind of demos or their vibe or their interest, that atmosphere is catered too specific to it.
That's interesting.
And it really doesn't welcome everybody in to enjoy that type of music. And the sound's not really what it should be for some of these smaller rooms too.
Yeah, that's a good point. I think there's definitely well, we're so close to St. Louis. I think a lot of people just go there for their shows.
Right.
But that being said, there's some really cool local stuff going on, and some incredible acts that are coming and traveling around here, which is so cool to see. And I always say we have a great art scene in St. Louis, but we have an incredible art scene in Alton too, So it's great to see that we have people coming and doing these shows, especially as the summer begins. Right,
and what I mean by that is I'm not talking like conservatory or anything, because they had a great vibe and aesthetic, and we definitely aren't a Renaissance, but I mean like just an actual venue, like an Alton Little Theater-esque just for shows.
We need one. Who's going to open one?
Yeah, I'm looking at you because I ain't got no money.
Throwing it out there. Whoever wants to. It's time. It's time to get that going and see what we can do.
We're brainstorming and pondering here at 9:33. It's 105 degrees in the studio, and we'll take a quick break and come back. I got to talk to her about this caffeine thing.
Get paid to go solar.
We're not solar bros. At Grid, we're solar pros. We explain the process behind solar power so you can make an informed decision. We'll work with you to make owning your power as simple as possible and affordable with zero down financing and payment options. Our only goal is to save you money. Call Grid when you're ready to be independent of the power company.
I had an amazing experience with Dr. Haug and her team. I came here when I was 10 years old to get my braces on. Now I'm 28 years old, braces off, and I get so many compliments on my smile. It's helped me thrive in my career as a news reporter, and also as Miss Missouri USA, I took the stage with confidence, knowing my smile was gonna make me look like $1 million. I've never felt better and more confident because of my smile.
Life's better when you're under the American Family Insurance roof, because they know your house is home base for their dreams. Whether it's a kid like me aiming for the big leagues, ready, future rocket scientist, or a budding prima ballerina. When you feel totally protected, your family's free to pursue their dreams. She's good.
Let's go.
American Family Insurance.
No matter the season, Play It Again Sports in Edwardsville has the gear the athletes need to get in the game. Whether you're shopping for the newest sports equipment or saving money on quality used gear, Play It Again Sports carries what you need to maximize performance to get the most out of every swing, kick, stroke, or shot. We'll even buy your used goods, paying cash on the spot. We carry all the gear for all the sports all year long. We're your hometown sporting goods store. Play It Again Sports, conveniently located at 4 Club Center Court in Edwardsville. Picture This and More has been a trusted name in the Alton community for more than 30 years, with the last 3 being right here on Broadway. We specialize in quality framing at affordable prices. We also feature works by local artists because we're proud of our community. If you have valued treasures to display and preserve, we're sure to have the perfect fit with our large selection of custom framing and display options. Whatever color, shape, or size, Picture This and More has the look you need. Stop by today and let us help you with your next project.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com.
You drink. Hey, why do you roll smoke? Why must you live?
Welcome back, 936. My voice absolutely hurts today.
You have a lot going on tonight. You got a River Dragons game.
We're going to have fun, and you're going to be there.
And I'm going to be there, yeah.
How
I'm
long?
excited. I'll be there for the first pitch, which is going to be really cool, and then I'll see what happens.
You
yeah.
see what happens. See where the night takes you. You know, there you go. We'll see Sydney down. Say hi to Sydney
Yeah,
when you
please
go to the
do
River
say
Dragons
hi.
game.
I'll be there. I love talking to people.
Let's
so.
talk about this caffeine thing. I've been waiting too darn long for this one. So we got to know.
Yeah.
How miserable were you for the first few days?
Oh my gosh. So what happened was I have this friend and he said, "Hey, I got an idea for you. Why don't you try to go a week without caffeine? See what happens." And that kind of unspoken part was like, you can't, you know? It was kind of a challenge.
Oh,
and,
okay.
And I don't like that.
He was calling you an addict.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
He was on it. And so I said, "You know what? Bet. Let's try it." And so I decided to go a week and see how it went. And truthfully, like I was saying, you know, I was addicted to caffeine. Like there was a point where I was needing it every day, and it was getting to the point where it was just kind of a pain. It's like fueling up a car, you know, you kind of have to.
That's why I use jet fuel.
Yeah, and I respect that.
Yeah.
You get it done. Yeah. But that being said, so I decided, why not? We'll give it a week. We'll see how it goes. And those first few days were so miserable. I had no idea how much I relied on this caffeine until I tried to go without it. And I was almost falling asleep at my desk. It was terrible.
So the first time I saw you from Vegas was, I guess, during this, and I had no idea that you were quitting caffeine. And it was Tuesday.
Yeah.
And I thought you were mad because remember, I was so damn tired by the time we were taping that blog talk when I was out of town. I was like, did I say something bad to her?
No,
no. So I looked at you though, and your face was like, "Did no one come freaking near me for like an hour?" But I applaud you because I can't do it. Here's where I'm at, and I got to ask you this for me personally.
Yeah.
I drink so many of these damn things, and it's obviously a problem. And
Right.
joking aside, I got to quit doing them, but doing them, I guess. But I think I have so much in my system that's why I don't have any like headaches for the weekend, because I don't drink any of them during the weekend because I don't have to, kind of be up and energized for the
go
show.
For it, yeah.
Yeah.
No, I get that because I definitely was kind of the same way where I'd drink coffee every day of the week, and then except for Saturday and Sunday,
Yeah.
I'd usually take a break. And but it didn't like bother me too much. I was a little sleepier, but it wasn't like terrible. But something about actually quitting and then like really committing to that like knocked me out.
What day did that hit you?
So I started on Saturday. I was like, I'm not gonna drink. I'm gonna take it and just not drink any caffeine. Any caffeine. Can't quit everything. And so it took me until probably that Sunday I cheated. I had a cup of coffee, and then that Monday though was really the first day that was like committed to not having any, and it hit hard. Definitely.
Like Monday hit hard?
Monday morning, I was like, wow, I really relied on this more than I thought I did. I was surprised.
Was it actually because your body needed it, or is it the mental thing?
See, that's a great question, and I still don't know, because definitely it was a little bit mentally, I think, in my head a little bit.
Because it's your routine.
Yeah, in the routine and that kind of thing. But I was tired, I will say. I was just foggy for a couple of hours in the morning, and usually by the afternoon it was better. But the morning especially was just when it was hard. So I don't know. So they say, I was reading a statistic the other day. They say if you hit snooze on your alarm clock, which I'm guilty of, you tend to then not wake up fully for the first like 4 hours of the day. So I think all of these things combined.
If you hit snooze?
If you hit snooze, then you like go back to bed and you
come on.
like if you kind of like
science needs to get off of it.
Exactly. Give me my cup of coffee, my chocolate, and my wine, and let me live. So
because like I said, I'm serious about this because I like during the weekends I would think I get like a little headache or something because of how much caffeine I literally drink.
Yeah.
But I don't, and I think it's because I seriously have so much caffeine that I have a couple of days of reserves, you know.
Yeah. Maybe your body's like, thank God, I need a break. I don't know.
But you know what I'm saying? Like, I think it's in my reserve system.
No, it's very possible. I mean, I don't know if it's possible. I'm not a scientist, but it sounds possible to me.
When was the last time you've drank a cup of coffee?
It was about a week and a half ago. So yeah, getting through.
I'm interested to see what happens when you drink your first cup of coffee.
I don't know. I'm going to be curious because I will say, even just giving it a couple of days and then drinking a cup of coffee, I could feel the energy. I was hitting hard. And so I could see it kind of hitting hard and seeing what'll happen and putting me in that productive haze that I am striving for.
That's a good strain name.
Thank you so much.
A good gummy name, too.
Yeah.
Productive Haze. Give that one to Village Dispensary for Saturday.
Hear that, Eddie?
So I can't, seriously, 4 hours?
Yeah, well, that's what I heard. I might be wrong on that, and so that's what I've read before, but they say it just throws you off if you hit snooze and you kind of like wishy-washy, wake up, don't wake up, that kind of thing. So they say it can kind of fully not wake you up for a couple of hours. So I think that's what my cup of coffee was doing for me, was like waking me up enough to continue with my day.
Well, I heard that you can't drink caffeine for an hour and a half until an hour and a half after you're already up.
Why?
Because apparently your receptors aren't going and activated just yet, and that's what leads to the crash.
Huh. Yeah. That's interesting. See, I didn't know that. So I bet there are ways to drink caffeine like responsibly and like.
There's ways to do a lot of things responsibly.
There are ways to do it where you like get the full benefit without the crash, and like it's good for you in some ways. Probably, I don't know. Not a science person, but definitely like I was just relying on it for my fuel, and this was the thing that was getting me through the morning. And I was kind of like, you know what? It's time to like be a little bit more intentional. Going back to the vegetarianism for a week, kind of thing. Like a little bit more intentional.
Is that
about,
still
like,
happening?
No, it's not happening. I can only do one thing at a time. I'm eating meat. Yeah.
You tried.
I tried so hard, but you know, like there's ways to be a little bit more intentional about what you're consuming and that kind of thing. So I was like, I had really high, good intentions about this whole thing. I was like, I'm gonna be really intentional and give it my best shot. And so far, so good. But we'll see what happens.
That's all we can do. Hey, what are you working on this weekend?
Oh, lots of things, lots of good things. So like I said, I'll be at the River Dragons game today, which will be fun. We got a couple of write-ups from your videos and interviews that are coming down the pipeline, which will be fun too. That's always
Keeps
exciting.
me relevant. Thank you.
Always exciting. Lots of good things. We're getting to a very busy part of the year where there's just a lot of good events and things happening, which is very cool. And so I love hearing what people got going on and writing about it and sharing what people have happening.
And reach out to me if you want the whole darn region to see about it, and we can get you some cool advertising packages for those events. I happen to be an event specialist here.
Very good. You're very good at it too.
Well, I wouldn't go that far. I think
good.
I'm average. I'm fair to Midland. You know, I think I hang in there.
You got this. You're great at it.
And then, what's the blog about?
The blog about, I wish I knew. So, you know, and I hate to be coy, but every week it's always a question, and I can't tell you. I will find out the day of and let you know. You
know what? I appreciate the honesty there, Sydney, and you know, I'm excited to also appreciate the honesty of everyone at Village Dispensary tomorrow. If
Absolutely.
I could pull up my darn live reads. As Sydney and I were talking about, Sydney's going to the River Dragons game tonight, and you can hang out with me tomorrow. Okay, at Village Dispensary. At Village Dispensary. You know, cannabis connoisseurs, let me be blunt. Thank you about this. Village Dispensary is the go-to spot for all of those green old things. Whether you're after vapes, flowers, topicals, tinctures, edibles, concentrates, or accessories, let me take a breath. They got a selection that'll make you feel like you are in Harold and Kumar's dream. Their friendly staff has you in and out faster than a Fast Times ride, getting you what you need in no time. But if you need a little bit more time, they have an education area where they'll consult with you and see what you need and how to help you help yourself. Locally owned and union built, all about quality. Village Dispensary, dedicated to bringing you the best cannabis experience. Check out RiverBender.com for their awesome inventory. Place your order ahead of tomorrow, and then you still get the discounts. We're talking 30% off and vendors and fun, and yours truly stopping on by. And remember, when you stop by Village Dispensary, just tell them CJ sent you your way. You know, it's a joint effort. That's Village Dispo, VillageDispo.com.